I'm going to give kudos to Rand Paul. As you well know, he's one of my faves as far as Congress is concerned. He was my choice back in 2016 for the presidential nomination, acting as a voice of reason on Fox News, because you got the entire Neocon Dr. Strangelove group with the, grab your torches and your pitchforks and your bombs and your missiles and bomb Iran and go after them. And he echoed exactly what we said here on the podcast about using your head by not acting out of anger, out of emotion, because you're not going to make good choices. Basically, verbatim what we said here on the program. And he mentioned, he said there's been a history of the United States using events like this as pretext to start conflicts that were not ultimately in the best interest of the nation. Might be in the best interest of, the military lobbyists and the whole military industrial complex. I get all that, but not in the best interest of the nation. And I quote, "Let's let Israel do what they need to do, which is to have a punishing response to the people in Gaza to say no more. We are not going to let this happen." I have nothing but sympathy for the Israeli people at this point in time. I think that the primary objective this time has to be able to get the people that attacked them. They were in Gaza. Before we think about spreading this to the rest of the world, maybe we have to think about what is going on the ground there. I do think there is immediate reaction sometimes to get everybody. Let's get everybody who is responsible. Without question, Iran had their hands in this. But if you remember, after 9/11, there are people who wanted to attack Iraq. They said Iraq did 9/11. Iraq had nothing to do with 9/11. Let's see where the facts lie and let's investigate this. Everybody has the anger. I have the anger. I have no sympathy for these thugs pulling men, women, and children, shooting people point blank. Nobody should have sympathy for them. I think that they use sympathy for their cause by doing such horrendous, outlandish things. But at the same time, people say we need to stop Iran from having nuclear weapons. We're going to bomb them. And again, he makes this point, and he's accurate on this. You got to realize that there have been assassinations of Iranian nuclear scientists in the last 6 to 8 years. And every single time one is assassinated, one of them, the enrichment just goes further. We had maximum pressure of sanctions and the enrichment goes higher. People say that within a week or two of enrichment, they are right now, we are going to bomb them to smithereens. Well, when you get uranium to like 100 to 95% enrichment, you can have as much of it in that little box over there. You can put it in a little box. You can hide it anywhere. You can have 20 different places. Something has to be done, but we have to be careful of the bomb them now, bomb them everywhere, all the time. And our founders were conscious of that. And again, this is so important because, again, we're not operating right now under our Constitution. The president has become almighty, and you can take this all the way back to W. No president. No one person can decide when war happens. War is a means of retribution. It is not always pretty, and it doesn't always get exactly what we intended as well. If you act out of anger irrationally, sometimes you will do the wrong thing and make things worse. You want war? You want to drop a bomb on Tehran? Then you do not do that like you're chewing bubble gum. This is really, really serious thing, and we need to make sure that we get it right before we launch into a worldwide war. Again, some semblance, not some, it is sane. And you compare that to Bill Barrs and the Lindsey Grahams and all these others out there that they want to start pressing buttons and shooting missiles. At some point, I hope we'll learn. WatchDog on WallStreet.com.